In the world of flat metal manufacturing, there's this one step that almost everyone takes for granted: edge trimming. We just see it as a mechanical process. But what if I told you that the quality of that one single cut, well, what if it holds the key to your scrap rate, your blade life, and even your final product's quality? All right, let's dive into this because there's a hidden threat in a lot of production lines that could be costing way more than anyone realizes.
Just take a look at this. I mean, to the naked eye, it might not look like much, but when you're on a high-speed production line, this tiny little flaw, a tear, a burr, a slight deviation, it's like a silent saboteur. This is the root cause of those unexpected line stoppages, those frustrating customer complaints, and those shrinking profit margins. So the real question is, how many of these are slipping right past your current controls?
So here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll talk about this hidden enemy in production. Then we'll get into why the old ways of doing things are actually creating new risks. After that, we'll introduce the solution, the SpechtLab EdgeCut. Then comes the good stuff, real field results and the gains people are seeing. And we'll wrap up by looking at how this is setting a completely new standard for quality.
Okay, so let's pull back the curtain on this, because we're not just talking about some minor technical issue. Poor edge quality is a direct hit to your bottom line. It creates this cascade of invisible costs that just ripple through your entire operation. And you can see how it's all connected in this vicious cycle. A bad cut means more scrap, right? That's obvious. But it also causes unexpected line stoppages while you're trying to figure out what's wrong. Then, that poor quality inevitably gets to the customer, and that means returns, and worse, a hit to your reputation. All the while, your blades are wearing out way faster than they should, and the final product, it just isn't up to snuff. And it all starts from that one single trimmed edge.
And this slide, this is fantastic. It really illustrates the why behind it all. It shows you the metallurgical difference between a good cut and a bad one. So on the left, you've got what's called a düzgün kesim. That's an optimal cut. See that smooth shear zone, that controlled fracture? That's what you want. But then look at the right side, a kusurlu kesim, or a defective cut. You can see those excessive burrs and really irregular fractures. That's caused by things like too much blade clearance or just a dull blade. This isn't just a cosmetic problem, it's a structural failure, right at the microscopic level.
For years, the industry has relied on the same old methods to manage this. But in today's world of high-speed, high-precision manufacturing, these old methods, they aren't just inefficient anymore. They're a huge business risk. They're all based on reacting to problems long after they've already happened.
Let's just compare them head-to-head. The traditional way relies on an operator's experience, which, let's be honest, is subjective. It uses periodic sampling, meaning you're only checking a tiny, tiny fraction of your product. And it is completely reactive. By the time you find a problem, who knows how much bad material has already been produced? Now, EdgeCut just flips this on its head. It uses AI, so it's objective. It inspects 100% of the material, all the time. It's proactive, catching errors the second they happen. And maybe most importantly, it gives you measurable, archived data that you can actually use to get better.
And this quote from SpechtLab really just hits the nail on the head. It's all about a fundamental shift in how we think. Edge trimming isn't just a simple mechanical action. It is a critical quality parameter that can be, and absolutely should be, measured and controlled with precision.
So how do we make that shift? Well, this is where technology steps in. This is where you get the smart eye that modern production lines so desperately need.
And here it is. Meet the SpechtLab EdgeCut Vision System. Now, this isn't some delicate lab instrument. You can just look at that robust housing and tell this is a piece of precision technology built to survive on the factory floor, delivering consistent, reliable performance 24/7. So let's peek under the hood for a second. It's a really powerful combo of hardware and software. You've got high-res line scan cameras and high-power LED lights that capture incredibly clear images, even at crazy speeds. Then, a dedicated high-performance PC crunches all that data in real time using AI to spot defects a human would never see. And the best part? It all plugs right into your existing line controls, and you see everything on a simple, easy-to-use web interface.
The way it works is just brilliantly simple and effective. First, the system just gets the basic data from your PLC. Then, as the metal strip flies by, the camera captures this continuous stream of images. The AI software is analyzing every single pixel in real time. If it sees a problem that's outside your quality limits, boom, it immediately triggers an alarm for the operator. And every single piece of data, every image, is saved and archived with the coil ID, so you have perfect traceability.
But here's the really crucial part, making all this super complex data instantly easy to understand. EdgeCut uses an intuitive traffic light system. Green, you're good, everything's in spec. Yellow, it's a heads up, you're getting close to a tolerance limit. And red, that's an immediate alarm. A defect has been spotted and you need to take action right now. There's no guesswork, just clear, actionable info.
So, that's all the theory. But what does this actually look like in practice? This is where we get to see the real-world impact of moving from just guessing to actually knowing.
Just look at this. On the left, that's the ideal quality standard, a nice, clean, smooth edge. And on the right, that's what EdgeCut actually found on a live production line, a very costly deviation, a big tear that could easily lead to a customer rejection. This is the difference between assuming you have quality and actually ensuring it. And here's another powerful example. Again, the image on the left shows what you want to see, a clean cut. But the image on the right shows this jagged, pitted edge. That's a classic sign of a blade that's getting dull or damaged. At production speed, this kind of defect is practically invisible to a person. But to EdgeCut, it's a massive red flag, and it's caught the very moment it starts happening.
So the return on this kind of investment is so tangible, and it comes from all over. We're talking about a proven drop in scrap rates because you stop making bad material instantly. You can track your blade wear with incredible precision, so you're optimizing its life instead of just guessing when to change it. All of this leads to higher efficiency, much happier customers, and a massive shift from reactive to truly predictive maintenance, all powered by data.
This really isn't just about an upgrade to a machine. It's about fundamentally changing the entire approach to quality control. It's about shaping what the future of production is going to look like. And it's really important to note the credibility behind this tech. The EdgeCut project was actually developed with R&D support from TÜBİTAK, which is the Scientific and Technological Research Council of Turkey, so this really highlights its innovative and solid foundation. So, if you boil it all down, why EdgeCut? Well, it comes down to these 5 key things. Precision, we're talking down to the micron level. Reliability, it's built for 24/7 operation. Flexibility, it integrates easily into your existing setup. Intelligence, from that AI-powered brain. And complete traceability, giving you a unique quality fingerprint for every single coil you produce. Ultimately, the message here is so simple, but it's also completely transformative. It's time to stop guessing about your quality and start seeing it with absolute clarity. So I'll just leave you with this one question. With all these invisible costs eating away at your profits and outdated methods leaving you exposed, are you ready to adopt a new standard of quality and truly secure the future of your production?